Hi, it's Jessica Stoner here. Welcome to the January 2025 Canmore Real Estate Market update. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. Now we're going to take a deep dive into what is happening in the Canmore real estate market. Last year, we had a slower number of sales, though we still had healthy appreciation in sale prices. So in 2023, the average sale price was $1,058,000. If we look at the average sale price in 2024, it was $1,148,000. So that is an 8.5% increase in average sale prices over the last year. Though we've had a slightly lower number of sales in 2024 than we saw in 2023, we can look at the graph to the side here and see there's a fairly consistent number of sales that can be expected anywhere from 2013 up to 2024 and likely going ahead into 2025. The exception, of course, being during the pandemic when we saw a significantly higher number of sales and activity taking place during that time. Since the end of the pandemic, it's taken increasingly longer to sell a property on the open market. In 2023, the average number of days on the market before a property sells was 43 days. In 2024, it was 54 days. However, looking at the graph to the side here, you can see that there is a trend of less days on the market in general. So the reason why it seems to be that we're taking longer to sell a property is simply because the time frame to sell a property during the pandemic was so short. That was an anomaly. Generally, over the last many years, there is more demand and a faster selling period. Interest rates have played a major determining factor in Canmore real estate over the last several years. In 2021-2022, we were seeing extraordinarily low interest rates, which led to a large amount of buyers' activity. As we headed into 2022-2023, we started seeing an increase in those rates, which led to an equal amount of lower buyers' activity. When we headed into 2024, we started seeing those higher interest rates where at that time they were around 5%. And we started seeing cuts. We thought we would have seen an equal amount of increased buyers' activity. Instead, the opposite happened. Every time there's an interest rate cut, the buyers were expecting yet another to come, and they were correct. So we had several happen in 2024, and each time the buyers held off waiting for the next interest rate cut. It's only been in the last month or so, heading into 2025, that we are finally starting to see an increase in that buyer's activity. The town of Canmore has recently implemented an additional property tax for second home owners. This intention is to possibly incentivize second home owners to sell their home and open up inventory for Canmore residents to purchase. The second thought process behind the tax, I believe, is also to increase revenue for the town. At this point, it's fairly new and there's been no obvious effect on the real estate market. We will have to keep our eyes open and see how this plays out in the future. In 2025, the expectation is we will see increased buyers' activity. We've already started to see that so far this year. And because of the slowdown last year, there's a bit of a pent-up demand on the buyer's end. So with those buyers coming to the market this year, we are going to see a little more competition, and it will depend very much on how much seller activity we see this year. We haven't seen it increase so far. If it continues to remain the same inventory-wise, we're going to start to see an imbalanced market with sellers being favored and more demand on the buyer's part and a little more multiple offer situations. There's a lot of the unknown out in the market right now based on the Canadian government situation and the US government situation. We don't know how things are going to play out with either government and how it might affect the Canmore market. So we are keeping an open mind and knowing that there's a lot of factors that can influence our market that are beyond our control, and we just have to monitor it. And I will keep you updated as we go forward with anything that might be affecting us or buyers or sellers.